So, guys, here, episode 3 of the JG Lending Show. Technically, episode 3, but episode 1 on YouTube. We had a little bit of technical difficulties with the first 2 episodes to put them on YouTube. Thank you to Ashley, my content creator. And I'm here and honored to be with Miss Esther over here. She is also another agent of Lifestyle Realty. I promise you I'm not sponsored by them. I swear, I just got a lot of friends there. We work with them. I had Rich come on. I've had Zuli. I've had, John. So they've all come here. But basically, guys, we're going to be going over mental health and mindset today and how it applies to real estate and business as a whole, right? Okay, so first, I kind of want to let Esther introduce herself, let her give you her background, what makes you qualified to be here, And also, another thing, women power right now. It's my first women on the show, and I'm so excited happy to see what she's got to tell us and show us, right?
Yeah, exactly. Hi, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. My name is Esther Victoria Toribio. I am a luxury agent with Lifestyle International Realty. However, I'm part of a smaller group called the Calderon Estates. We are an all-women team.
Shout out Zuli!
Specializing in listing, right? We're the top listing team in South Florida. We get things done and we're very aggressive and clients love us.
And now, just to ask real quick, because I think they need to know.
Sure.
Does your team have any guys in it?
We do not have men.
An all-women team filled with badasses, right? They just hosted an event called Women of Wisdom, right? Yeah. That event was killer, guys. If you want to see that event, go to her page. Go to Calderon Estates page. It's on Instagram. They have an entire video of that page. Just wanted to promote that because I thought it was such a boss event.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
So with the event, I definitely got to break the ice and do like an icebreaker, and I was able to talk about mental health and provide some statistics.
Oh, nice.
Did you know? Okay,
I didn't. I probably didn't.
Did you know that 6 in 10 Americans report that their mental health has declined because they have depended so much on social media and spending 2 to 3 hours on social media just swiping and scrolling and comparing themselves, but they're not really being intentional with the social media platform.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So you would say that, I guess, wow, it's crazy because social media is such an advantageous thing, yet it's so disadvantageous at the same time, and it really kills it. But you see that a lot I think right now in today's generation, you're going to be seeing that a lot with growing up kids now, because when you go to restaurants, what do you usually see? iPads everywhere. You just see them consistently. No communication skills.
There's no communication.
So, of course, if you rely on social media to get across everything, if you want to make digital friends, virtual friends all the time, what is that? Like, I just feel like your communication is not there. So, back to your background.
Sure.
Why are you qualified to be here?
So, I'm qualified because I'm a badass. I'm here. I get things done. But anywho, I have a background in counseling psychology. I have a master's in counseling psychology. I have another master's in marriage and family therapy. I'm all about education. It's limitless. Before getting into real estate, I started real estate this year, but prior to getting into real estate, I was a mental health therapist. I had my own private practice. I did everything from scratch, and I helped young adults process anxiety, depression, trauma, breakups, divorce, sexual health, intimacy. Like I've heard it all, I've seen it all. But it was my baby for 3 years. However, I had to come to a very tough decision, right? And I had to say, okay, do I love this or do I like it? And I liked it. I didn't love it, and unfortunately, I had to close it because of COVID.
Exactly.
No one wanted to pay, X amount of dollars an hour. People wanted free therapy. And at the end of the day, I'm running a business, right? So,
it's pretty simple. I mean, and it's cool because one of the cool things that you just said right now, it's like, do I like it or do I love it, right? And I feel like that's such an important mindset to have when you're running a business. Running a business is not easy.
It's not.
It's really not. And she's nuts, guys. I'm going to tell you this right now. She's nuts. I wake up at 6 a.m. every single day to go to the gym. By the time I wake up, the only person's story that is active and new is hers.
Yeah.
She's like, by 6 a.m., she's like, workout done, journal done, reading done, walk done. She like conquered the world done.
Pretty
You know,
much.
by 6 a.m. Yeah. And I thought only Zuli was like that, but now I'm like, damn, Esther's on that same.
It's that Zuli energy.
It's that frequency.
Know?
It's that
Absolutely.
same vibration. When you're operating in the same frequency, you're gonna be at the same action and whatnot. So yeah, so she's got that hustler mentality, right? Mm-hmm. So if you're up at 4:25, you go, you know, by 6 a.m. you've done everything. Now you're gonna really start your day and your work day, right? So for that to be done, you gotta love what you do.
No, absolutely. At the end of the day, because I firmly believe in you have to practice what you preach, right? So you can't be, you know, a professional in real estate or mortgage lender, broker, or just a professional in general if your spirit, your body, and your mind are not aligned and moving in the same direction. Mm-hmm. So, and again, with the mindset, like I can't be telling people you have to do this, this, and this to have good mental health or a good mindset if I myself I'm not doing it. Mm-hmm. So I posted on social media as like, hey, listen, you know, I'm single, I don't have kids, but I was saying it today, I have friends that are single parents or they are in relationships and they're getting their asses up at 4:30 in the morning and they're writing their goals, they're doing their affirmations, they're connecting with their creator, you know, they're working out, they're drinking their water, they're sending their emails, and they're tuning in with their mental health and how they're feeling. Mm-hmm. You know, like, absolutely. You know, processing their anxiety, processing their depression, because at absolutely. The end of the day, like, you know, you can 10x things 100% or 1,000%, but if you're not asking yourself those really tough questions of like, okay, how am I feeling mentally, spiritually, in my body, then you're kind of like faking it. You're absolutely. Showing up to the office and you have anxiety, you have depression, you have trauma, you know, and you're not actively healing.
And your work goes down. Your work suffers because of it. Yeah, your work and everything else suffers of it. It's not just your work, your social life and your everything like that. And it was cool that you said, you know, you're talking about family, people who have family, single moms, they're still getting up to do the same thing. I mean, look, I'm single too. I'm really young, so I'm not worried about, I have no responsibilities. You know, I can't expect a lot of people to take the same time of the day that I do. Right. However, I made an Instagram post about it the other day. Follow me, by the way, Mortgage Loan Joe. I made an Instagram the other way that was basically saying, I don't think there's really an excuse for time, because a lot of people listen. I read 2 books a day. I listen to about 3 podcasts a day, and I don't sit there and take an hour out of my day to sit down and listen to it. No, when I get up at 6 in the morning to go work out, that whole workout has YouTube videos about the market, the economy, the this, the that. Where are we heading? What is going to happen to educate myself? So I don't listen to music because that's a waste of my time. Right? I listen to the market, or I listen to a podcast, or I listen to something that's educational and informal, right? Now, once I get home, you know, I finally get home, it's still pretty early. I would say somewhere around 7:30 by the time I get home. My work day, I mean, some self-employed, I don't have to get into office by whatever time, but I usually like to be here at about 9:30, right? Sure. So I get in at 7:30 by the time I'm home. In those, from 7:30 to about 8:30 is the time that I like to do my other stuff. So I read, I do a few other things that is for my spirit and my mental health there. And from 8:30, boom, that's when my day starts. I eat my breakfast and I'm out to the office by 9:30, easily. So I feel like those are 2 most important things. Also, on my drive to work, I got an Audible. Yeah. I am listening to an Audible. I call that Road University. That's my favorite. I don't have a degree, but I have a Road University degree. So, yeah, I'm graduated from YouTube University, Road University, Audible University.
Let me tell you, knowledge is power. This is a great muscle. Our brain.
The most powerful muscle.
The most powerful. Like, where the mind goes, the body follows, right?
Literally.
So, the more you're educating yourself, the more you're in tune with yourself spiritually, mentally, physically, even sexually, okay?
Yeah.
Because we're all in tune. We're human beings. We're a soul within a body, and we need to take care of it.
Absolutely. I completely agree with you.
You know?
I completely agree with you. I think that there's a lot of facets. Your brain is your strongest muscle.
Absolutely.
I'm a man who believes in manifestations. Not manifestations where I'm like, oh, I'm going to get something here. No. I'm talking about vividly picturing it, vividly believing it, and vividly having faith in it. Like, I can't tell you how many times in a day I literally think about owning the most successful mortgage company.
And you will.
And I just think about it every single day. Every single day. I say it every single morning. I think of it every single day. And I know it's going to manifest. You know, if I told you where I was a year ago compared to now, you'd just be in shock.
Right.
But it's not my, you know, I did speak about in my last video, 16-hour work days. It is that drive. But it also comes from my mindset.
Right.
Why am I succeeding?
Right.
Because I want to succeed more than anything else. I put the 16-hour days. Why? Not because I wanted to be here. You know, my mental health deteriorated.
Right, of course.
My mental health kind of my mental health was kind of deteriorating a little bit, but I had the mindset that I was like, I need to succeed.
Right.
How the hell do I get there the fastest? So that was my mentality the entire time. So that's why I wanted to bring you on and talk about that mental health when people. So I guess this is my first question here for you. If people do that drive, they have that mindset, that's like success. However, they put in the 16-hour days, stuff like that. What do you think would be the effect on that? Do you think it's some sort of sustainability in that? What would be your recommendation for somebody to tread the line between super hard work and mental health excellence?
Right. So it all really comes down to like when you wake up.
Okay.
It's like how we were talking about it, like you're showing up for yourself, right? Because the only person that knows you the best is yourself. Right?
Absolutely.
So if you are putting 16-hour days, you have to ask yourself those tough questions. Okay, what is my why? Am I doing this for a paycheck? Am I doing this to become a successful leader? Am I doing this to grow a business or one day have a successful LLC?
Exactly.
Am I taking care of myself? A lot of people decline their self-care because they're overworked, they're overwhelmed, they want to 10x it. You could 10x it if you have the right mind and motives, right?
Exactly.
That you have taken care of your body, you've taken care of your spirit, you've taken care of your mental health. And a lot of people don't like talking about mental health because they believe that they have to be in some sort of mental or spiritual crisis in order to contact a therapist. I was a therapist. I'm no longer a therapist, but I talk about mental health like if it was my baby, and I promote it. And guess what? I'm in real estate, but I have my own therapist. I'm not in crisis, but I get to talk to somebody who's unbiased, who's not judgmental, and someone I could just talk to, right? And process through whatever I'm going through the day, whether I felt overwhelmed, whether I had some sort of anxiety, or whether I had a fantastic day. I get to speak to my therapist every week
about what's going on.
About what's going on with my life. And so if you are listening to this right now and you are having anxiety, you are under crisis, or you are 10xing your day and you're having an amazing day, I want to challenge you and I want you to pick up the phone and contact a local therapist. If you don't have a local therapist in mind, you could contact me. I have a lot of colleagues in the business that specialize in a bunch of areas. Or you could even go on openpath.com. Openpath.com is a platform of therapists in your area that are providing in-person therapists or telehealth therapy at a reduced rate. So someone that would charge $250 an hour, because they're on that platform, are charging anywhere between $30 to $60 an hour.
Nice.
And these are like therapists, PhDs, LMHCs, LMFTs, or even psychiatrists.
LMFAO. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, not LMFAO. But you know, like these professionals that from Nova or from UM that are charging reduced rates to help people like you and me.
Absolutely. And it's crazy, you know. I've been to a therapist before. I don't go to one currently right now, I'll be honest with you. I used to. And honestly, I've always said it before. I've always I feel like people should talk things out to an unbiased third party.
Absolutely.
Because to me it was like, well, I was going through some really tough stuff about 2 years ago when I was hitting it. Like I was in crisis at that moment. So I was going to therapist. And I always feel like even today, if I tell some people that what I went through and no matter the recovery that I made, I feel like they still have some sort of judgment just because they know you. It's just that. But I feel like my therapist is like, oh, like I've heard way like worse than this. Like, yeah, it's cool, whatever. Like they don't mind. And you know, so I feel like that's definitely a real thing. But I will have to not disagree with you, but I will have to challenge you on this.
Absolutely.
So you said that a lot of people have a negative connotation over mental health. I feel like that's changed a lot.
It has.
I feel like there has been a huge growth because now you got like right now you got people like I don't know if it's Gen Z right now. I don't know what's the gen is. Yeah, I guess it's Gen Z or whatnot. But you got these kids, I would say, because we're still in our 20s, so we're kids. These kids that are going to corporate work and they're telling, hey, you got to work overtime. No, I'm not doing that because I need my time. I need my life. I need my this. And they're quitting like flies. They don't care. They're not
putting boundaries in place.
Exactly.
They're using the B word.
Yeah. They're putting boundaries in place. And it's a huge thing. You know, back 30, 40 years ago, you didn't see that.
No, we didn't.
My dad was working 70, 80 hours. Don't get me wrong. He was getting paid very good overtime for it. And he was trying to retire off that. But kids nowadays are like, hey, I need you to stay late to work. Are you going to pay me for that? No, all right, then I'm not doing it.
Exactly.
You know, now instead of living to work, people are now working to live. And I think that's had a huge shift on mental health.
Yeah, absolutely.
You think so?
Well, no, I certainly agree with that because, you know, I'm in my 30s. I know I look like I'm in my 20s, but it's okay. It's okay.
You took the words right out of my mouth.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm in my 30s. So, like, back in high school, like, mental health was not talked about, or even in Latin communities. I'm Cuban. I'm Cuban American. So,
oh man,
in
you don't
Cuban American
that's another
households,
podcast.
you were crying. I don't cry. You know, no llora más. You know, or like when you as a child, you couldn't even feel your feelings. You couldn't process your feelings. You didn't have an outlet to talk about mental health or like what even mental health was. Even in high school or
when you said the D word, said the D word, yeah, and you said the D word in the household, well, I'll show you the D word.
Yeah, I'll show you the D word, you know. But I feel like now there's a wave of just the new generation because of social media, because social media does have its advantages too with the hashtags or even professionals in the field. Mental health has been highlighted as not mental health but mental wellness, right? So I guess that's the correct term. Correct term or the better
political
word
term. There we go.
The political term to use, and the stigma has decreased because when I was seeing clients, you know, again, young adults ages 21 through 40, but a lot of my clientels were in their 20s and talking about their traumas, talking about their experiences, their childhood experiences for the first time was very rewarding. Hearing it from a 20-something-year-old.
It is. It absolutely. I can absolutely agree with you. You know, that was something that I struggled with a lot. I never really told anybody how I felt a lot of times, and sometimes. And one of the things that happens to me a lot, and it's something weird. Not weird. I know why it happens, but so I go through phases where, and this is completely normal, guys. I go through phases where I'm all out, you know, motivated, working my behind off, you know, or getting into, you know, waking up at 6 a.m., working out, doing this, posting content, working on my loans, closing deals, blah, 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 blah. And there's some times where I wake up and I'm like, dude, I don't want to do anything. Like, I don't want to do anything. I literally don't want a person to call me. I don't want to speak to a single person. I don't want to get up at 6 a.m. I want to get up at 8 o'clock. I feel unmotivated. I feel terrible, really. And I don't want to say depressed at all. It's definitely not depressed.
But it's like you kind of feel like almost like worn out. And it's like, do I have to do this again? You know? But it all stems down from that mindset and that initial thought that you have upon waking up. You have to ask yourself, okay, what am I telling myself upon waking up? Like, man, I'm gonna kick ass today, right?
Yeah. Or what are my goals? Think about your goals.
What are my goals? Or maybe genuinely, you have to be honest with yourself and say, man, I just really don't want to wake up, you know. And I had that incident, like, you know, I do have a personal trainer that I go to. She has an outdoor gym, and I woke up the other day and I was like, man, I don't want to. Yeah. You know? And I felt bad because I didn't go. You know, I didn't go after the fact, and I was like, man, like, I let that initial thought dictate my decision and dictate my morning. Wow,
that's huge. That is huge. You know, a lot of people say, I'm like, damn, why are you waking up so early? And I'm always like, well, if you knew where I was going,
Right.
you'd be up early too.
Exactly.
If you knew where I was headed, you'd be up early
Absolutely.
too. So, and that's so crazy that you say, you know, so your initial thought is so important, you know, and I struggle with waking up. I will tell you, I struggle.
Snooze.
No, snooze all day. But then at a certain point, like I like click on and I'm like, all right, I have to get up. And don't mind the fact that my bed is comfy. Like my bed is a haven. I don't even know how to explain it. It's one of those hotel style beds. I got that going. That. So, but that happens a lot of times. And one of the things that I like to say is life works in seasons.
Absolutely.
Life works in seasons. So you as a person, you gotta realize what's your season, what's your busy season. And I'm not talking about, you know, summer season. I'm not talking about, hey, vacation slow down in summer season so I can slow down or whatever. Not related to your business. I'm talking about you.
Right.
What is your most optimal season?
Right.
Maybe for some weird reason after summer you feel motivated. But to me, I'm like, dude, whenever I get this feeling of rush that I'm having right now, I've been having it now for like a month or two right now, that I just feel like, man, I want to get everything done.
Yeah.
So for me right now, the how I do is I'm pushing, I get so much done. I'm telling you, I create relationships, I create things, I get so much done for this season that when the next season comes, I realize I'm like, all right, this season is here. I'm feeling unmotivated. I need to take a step back for myself. I need to take a step back. The 12 to 14 hour days at the office are now cut down to maybe 5, 6, 7, 8 hours. You know, I don't get as much work done. Obviously, my production slows down, but I still get everything I need to do right now.
Exactly.
You know, my production goes like crazy right now. So, guys, if you're experiencing this unmotivation, it's normal. It's normal. Don't feel bad.
And you know, like piggyback off of that, it's like it is normal. You know why? Because at the end of the day, you're a human. We're human. Before you're a real estate agent, before you're a loan officer, before you're a dentist, before you're a doctor, you are a human.
Mm-hmm.
And it's okay to cry. It's okay to grieve. It's okay to have some sort of feelings of anxiety, right? Excitement. It's okay to cry. It's okay, you know, to somehow be depressed, because there's a difference between being depressed, right, and being clinically diagnosed depressed or like bipolar.
Yeah.
Those are two separate things. It's okay to grieve. You know, it's okay, like, if you've just experienced a loss. And loss doesn't necessarily mean, like, you know, your close friend passed away, but loss of job, right? Yeah. Loss of a relationship, loss of a marriage. Yeah.
Loss of a friendship.
Loss of a friendship. It's okay.
To agree.
And I always say it's okay to not be okay.
Yeah.
Like, if you don't have it all together, it's fine.
Absolutely.
But the fact that you are in tune with yourself and you know what's going on around you in your atmosphere, in your environment, that's what's going to make a difference, because you are aware, you are taking the necessary steps to maintain a healthy mindset, healthy motives, healthy mental health. And
absolutely,
wellness,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And I'm going to shift over. That was awesome, man. That was really, you know, guys, it's okay. Basically saying it's okay. Guys, that is all that we have for today. Bro, Esther, you have been freaking awesome, man. You have been awesome.
Thank you so much.
Mindset crazy, man. Mental health goes insane. I'm so glad we got to talk about it, because this is a touchy subject. I'm going to bring on Zuli soon, and I'm going to have her energy here and talk about the same thing. See what she says. It's going to be a little bit more stronger than Esther. Yeah. But guys, of course, listen, anything you need in terms of mindset, mental health, if you have been trying to seek a counselor, maybe contact Esther. Yeah. She can handle your real estate needs, your mental health needs, any professional needs that you may need. Esther is there.